Let's take a closer look at the latest developments involving Donald Trump and Kamala Harris as they both navigate the 2024 U.S. presidential race, dealing with controversies and intense political debates. Trump campaign hack. Accusations against Iran, starting with Donald Trump's campaign. They've recently claimed that some of their internal communications were hacked, and they're pointing the blame at Iran. To understand the significance of this accusation, we need to remember the fraught history between Trump and Iran. But before we get into the details, hit the subscribe button, like this video, and leave your thoughts in the comments. Thank you for your support. During his presidency, Trump took a very aggressive stance against Iran, notably by pulling the U.S. out of the Iran nuclear deal, which was designed to limit Iran's nuclear capabilities, and by authorizing a drone strike in 2020 that killed Qasem Soleimani, a top Iranian military leader. These actions significantly escalated tensions between the U.S. and Iran, so it's not surprising that Trump's campaign would suspect Iranian involvement in trying to disrupt his 2024 election bid. According to Politico, Trump's team began receiving emails in July from an anonymous source offering what appeared to be authentic internal documents, including a report on J.D. Vance, Trump's running mate. The Trump campaign quickly labeled these documents as illegally obtained by foreign entities, specifically Iran, with the intent to disrupt the U.S. democratic process. Trump also took to his social media platform, Truth Social, to claim that Microsoft had informed his team about a hack on one of their websites by Iranian hackers. He downplayed the severity of the breach, stating that the hackers only accessed publicly available information, which raises questions about how serious this hack really was. However, it's important to note that these allegations haven't been independently verified. The Trump campaign pointed to a report by Microsoft that Iranian hackers attempted to breach the account of a high-ranking official in a U.S. presidential campaign in June, while the report mentions that these hackers took over an account of a former political advisor to target the official. It doesn't provide specific details about who was targeted or how successful the breach was. In response, Iran's government has denied any involvement, stating that they have no intention or motivation to interfere in the U.S. presidential election. They described their cyber capabilities as purely defensive, aimed only at protecting against threats. This incident highlights the ongoing concerns about cyber threats in modern elections. With the 2024 election approaching, both sides are likely to use these kinds of allegations to influence public opinion, and the stakes couldn't be higher. Kamala Harris faces protests and criticism amid campaign. Turning to Kamala Harris, she's been making headlines for different reasons as she continues her campaign across the country. Recently, at a rally in Glendale, Arizona, Harris faced a large group of pro-Palestine protesters who were demanding a ceasefire in Gaza. The protesters were loud and clear, chanting "Free, free Palestine," and pressing Harris to take a stronger stand on the issue. Harris acknowledged their concerns, saying that she and President Biden are working hard to secure a ceasefire and bring hostages home. This comes at a time when the U.S. has announced an additional $3.05 billion in military aid to Israel, a decision that has sparked significant debate and criticism, especially regarding the ongoing humanitarian crisis in Gaza. While Harris attempted to shift the focus back to the 2024 election, the protesters' demands highlight deep divisions within the Democratic Party over U.S. policy toward Israel and Palestine. Harris has been trying to navigate this delicate issue, balancing her support for Israel with the growing calls for a more humanitarian approach to the conflict in Gaza. In addition to this, Harris is also under scrutiny for her stance on immigration. During her tenure as vice president, President Biden assigned her the task of addressing the root causes of migration from Central America, which earned her criticism from Republicans who dubbed her the border Caesar. They've used this label to attack her, blaming her for the ongoing challenges at the U.S.-Mexico border. At a rally in Las Vegas, Harris took a tougher stance, highlighting her experience as California's Attorney General, where she targeted gangs, drug cartels, and human traffickers. She emphasized that she understands the problems with the immigration system and knows how to fix them. Harris is advocating for comprehensive immigration reform that includes strong border security and a pathway to citizenship for undocumented immigrants, contrasting her approach with Trump's, whom she accused of talking big about border security but failing to deliver real solutions. Harris's focus on immigration is part of her broader strategy to counter Republican attacks and position herself as a strong leader who can handle complex issues like border security. She also proposed raising the minimum wage and eliminating taxes on tips for service workers, a policy that Trump had previously suggested. This led to some back and forth between the two candidates, with Trump accusing Harris of copying his ideas. As Harris continues to campaign, she's likely to encounter more protests and criticism, particularly on sensitive issues like immigration and U.S. foreign policy. How she handles these challenges will be crucial as she tries to build momentum leading up to the 2024 election. The bigger picture, both Trump and Harris are gearing up for what's shaping up to be a highly contentious election. The hacking allegations against Iran add another layer of complexity to Trump's campaign, while Harris faces challenges on the campaign trail that highlight divisions within her party and among voters. For Trump, the focus will likely remain on national security, immigration, and his ongoing battles with foreign adversaries. He's positioning himself as the candidate who can protect America from external threats and restore order. On the other hand, Harris is trying to present herself as a tough, capable leader who can tackle difficult issues like immigration and foreign policy while also addressing the concerns of progressive voters who are demanding change. As we get closer to the 2024 election, these narratives will continue to evolve. Both candidates will need to navigate a complex political landscape where every move is scrutinized and every statement is analyzed. The stakes are incredibly high, and the outcome of this election will have significant implications for the future of the United States. Stay tuned as we keep following these developments and break down what they mean for the 2024 race.